Okay, so we have our yoga flow and sound healing, and since this is your first class, I'll give you a little overview of what you can expect. So it's a combination of yoga flow and some mobility, so it's very gentle, very restorative type of practice. We'll do 45 minutes of some gentle movement, and then our last 15 minutes, we'll do a Reiki-infused sound bath healing. And if any poses don't feel great for you, you can always modify, adjust whatever you're needing today. And again, we'll focus on kind of traps and neck, but still full body. And the last thing that we do is we just state our name, although I already know your name, but I like everyone to meet each other, so I have everyone say their name, and then a one-word intention of how you'd like to feel kind of going into the rest of the day and the weekend to just kind of keep that top of mind throughout our practice. So I will go first, and my name is Nikki, and I would like to feel, I think the odd word that's coming up is stern, like firm and like grounded and certain. I have a lot of decisions to make today, so just feeling really like grounded and firm after this practice.
My name is Samantha. I would say that one word for this week to be motivated, to just keep on going, and consistency is always key as well.
Perfect. All right, I love it. We'll start your day that way, feeling motivated, consistent, and you're already being motivated by showing up here to class in the morning. So we will start flat on our back. We'll get into some lower body first, and then we'll get into some upper body work. So just beginning flat on the floor, feet on the ground, palms facing down to the earth. And we'll just start with 3 deep breaths here, filling the belly up to the top. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly, like you're blowing out through a straw, let it go. Again, big belly breath, inhaling to the top. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1, and out through a straw, let it go. One more breath here, filling that belly up to the top. And this time hold for 3, 2, 1, and sigh it out. Bringing your feet to the edge of your mat, starting to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Just getting into those hips and lower back. And just feeling the ground beneath your body. Exhaling as you pull that knee to the floor. Taking your time, trying to pull that knee into the ground. And we'll get last one here. Bringing your feet back to the center. Lift your right foot off the ground. Grab your right knee. Exhale, hold your right knee into the chest. We're going to do about a 20 to 30 second hold here. Trying to keep that tailbone glued to the ground. Continuing those slow exhales longer than those inhales. And then switching to the other side. Grabbing that knee. Exhale, pull into the chest, hold. That left knee hugged into the chest. Trying to empty your lungs with every exhale. One more breath as you hug that left knee into the chest. Switching back to the right side, Place your right ankle over your left thigh, supine figure 4, grabbing the back of the hamstring or the shin and trying to pull that right shin towards your chest. Sometimes I like to use that right elbow for a little extra leverage to push my right knee away. Trying to keep those hips centered and breathing into that right hip. Taking just one more breath here on the right side. And then placing the foot down. Place the right foot on the floor, cross the left ankle across the right thigh, and lift your foot off the ground. Exhaling, pressing that left elbow into that left knee, pulling that shin in towards the chest. Slow, deep breaths here with every exhale. Trying to pull that shin a little bit closer. Taking one more breath on this left hip. Placing both feet down on the floor. Extend the left leg straight. Bend your right leg and then supine twist. Right leg pulls across the body. Look over the right shoulder, holding at the bottom here. Exhale as you reach those fingertips away. We'll get a few slow arm circles here. You're going to reach your right arm down towards your right hip. Swoop it in front of your body. Trace the floor. Arm comes up by the ear, and then exhale, open the chest, opening that shoulder as well. 2 more slow circles. Inhale to the front of your body. Arm up to the ear, and exhale, open your chest, tracing those fingertips against the floor. And we'll get 1 more circle here. Again, inhale to the front. And then exhale, open that chest. Unwinding to the center of your body once again. And then last one on the other side. Center your hips, extend the right leg straight, bend the left leg, supine twist over that side of your body. And then exhale, look over that left shoulder. Hold for just a moment here. Then sweep the left arm down towards your left hip. Inhale to the front of your body. And then exhale, open that chest and shoulder, tracing those fingertips against the floor. 2 more circles here. Inhale to sweep up. And exhale, open that chest and shoulder. 1 more circle here, tracing those fingertips against the floor. Open the chest towards the ceiling. Coming back to the center here. Getting a little stretch for our neck. You're going to lift your feet up off the floor, using your hands behind your hips, rolling up, and then trying to place your toes over your head, supporting your spine and your lower back with your hands, stretching out the spine and neck. And if you can, bring your knees outside of your ears, and holding here for just 20 more seconds. Decompressing that spine, supporting yourself as much as you need. Placing the hands on the ground, and trying to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time to the floor until your feet come flat to the ground. And gently sit up into a seated position here. A couple stretches for seated cross shin for our neck and shoulders. So hands on the knees, some slow shoulder rolls up, back, down, and forwards. You can close your eyes and taking just about 20 seconds of these slow shoulder rolls. Imagine rolling off your shoulders any pressure you may be feeling, knowing that showing up here today is enough. Roll off any of that pressure thoughts. And then reverse direction, shoulders come back, up, forwards, and down, trying to get as full of a circle as you can. We'll get last one there. Now, left hand comes outside the hip, right hand on the left temple. Exhale, side bend with the neck, and holding here for 20 seconds. Stretch those fingertips away from you. And we're only pulling with maybe 5% effort with those fingertips. Not forcing the neck, but just getting that little extra support with that pull with the right hand. Slowly release that side, and then switch to the other side. Again, only about 5% effort with the hand pulling on the head, and your other fingertips are reaching as long away from you as you can. Slow exhales, imagine releasing any tension from the neck with your breath. And then gently release that side. Now fingertips both stretching to the side, tilt back to the right. And now bring your chin slowly to your chest at that side angle. And then ever so gently tilt the head up towards the ceiling at that side angle tilt. Continue with this slow, gentle movement for 30 seconds. And if you feel anything sharp, you definitely want to skip over that area. And otherwise, if you feel kind of that depth of the stretch, just lean into it, breathe into it. Let go of that tension, let it all go through the breath. Keep pulling those left fingertips away from you. We'll get last one on this side. And then coming to the center, reset, and then gently tilt to the left ear to the left shoulder. Same idea, chin comes down towards the chest, really moving at like a millimeter pace here. Breathe into that upper back, and then head very slowly tilts up to the ceiling. Keep pulling the right fingertips away from you. Make sure we are breathing. The body might have a tendency to hold the breath. Just send those big deep breaths to your upper rib cage, your upper back. As you release this stress, this tension from your body, we'll get one more here. Beautiful. Bringing our fingertips behind us. First one, hands facing back. Using your core to lower down, send your elbows to the back of the room. And keep your core tight so that we're not putting all the pressure on those shoulders, but you'll feel a deep shoulder stretch through the front side of those shoulders. A little bit into the shoulder blades, 30-second hold here. And again, I like to use my core to kind of pull myself up a bit while still leaning into the stretch, just so there's not so much weight bearing on those hands and shoulders. Every exhale, perhaps trying to sink a centimeter lower without putting too much pressure. Just one more breath here. Slowly coming out of that one, back to our cross shin position. 2 for our spine, tall chest, exhale, Look over that back shoulder, spinal twist. Holding for just about one breath here. And spinal twist the other way. Inhale through the center. Exhale, twist other side. And one more each side here. Inhale through the center. Exhale, tall spine. Look over that back shoulder. And inhale through the center. Last one the other direction. Tall spine. Exhale, twist. Coming back to the center. One more for our shoulders. This time place your fingertips facing forward. Exact same idea with rolling back onto those shoulders. This one you can get a little deeper. And trying to find that sweet spot between feeling the stretch but not overdoing it. Breathe into those ribs. Taking one more breath here. Coming up to the top, last one in our cross shin. 2 side bends will get our lat and our spine. Exhale, side bend across the body, 10-second hold at the bottom here. Keeping that chest tall to the ceiling. Reach the arm as long as you can up to the ear. And inhale through the center. Exhale, side bend the other way, lean onto that elbow. Keep both glutes glued to the ground. Straighten that arm as best we can. Breathe into that right rib cage. Feel that stretch all the way down that lower back. And one more each side here. Exhale. Side bend, keep the glutes glued to the ground, reach that left arm up to the ear. Inhale through the center, last one the other side. Exhale, side bend, stretch. Coming to the center, and this time swinging our legs around into our first cat-cow of the day, getting into that tabletop position here. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, starting with an exhale, rounding up the top, pressing through the shoulder blades, pulling the fingertips apart. And then inhale, arch the back. Drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. Continuing at your own pace, 30 more seconds, leading with the breath. Exhale to round. And inhale to soften. Continuing to move through that cat-cow, whatever your body is needing. Really leading with the breath. Can you do full exhales, drawing that core in. And full inhales as you drop the belly. Last one here. Next, similar position, inching the arms forward into a puppy dog. Exhale, let your chest drop to the ground. You can have your chin or your forehead on the ground, whatever feels better for you. 30-second hold here, trying to get the armpits and chest as close to the floor as we can, pulling those shoulder blades down and back, long neck. Surrendering to this stretch, allowing gravity to do the work here. Inching back to our tabletop position. Thread the needle on the right side. exhale, reach the right arm underneath and through. Drop that shoulder to the floor. Option to add a bind with the left arm if you would like, if that feels good for you. Trying to open that left chest towards the ceiling. Drive that right pinky finger into the ground and breathe and expand into that right rib cage, that right shoulder blade. Just allow your body to rest heavy into the ground. Dropping the hand, inhale through the center, and exhale, drop the left arm to the ground. Thread the needle on that left side. Hand rests on the ground. Option to add the bind with that right arm behind the back here. Taking one more breath on this side. Coming back to the center. One more cat-cow here. Same idea with that exhale to round. See how those shoulder blades are feeling. And inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the chest. Continuing at your own pace, whether you need to go faster or slower today. Trust your body's wisdom, trust that inner guidance. And staying synced up with that breath, we'll get one more cat-cow here. Inching your arms forward again. Variation of our puppy dog. We're gonna inch to the right side of your mat and then left palm on top of the right. And you'll get a little extra stretch through that left shoulder and that left lat. Breathe into that side, trying to lengthen through that left shoulder. Feeling back through that left lat, that left shoulder blade. And inching to the other side, left side of your mat, right palm on top of the left, stretching out that right shoulder, right lat, 20 seconds to hold. Breathing into that right rib cage. Coming back to center. And this time, bringing your feet together and rolling down to your stomach, flat on your stomach, getting into a scorpion pose. You're going to bend your left knee, bend your left elbow, extend your right arm straight out to the side, right palm down. Kick your left leg up and over, rolling onto that right shoulder. Left foot lands on the ground. Now this one can be an intense stretch. We're really trying to keep that right palm planted towards the ground. Big exhales here, trying to open that left hip as wide as we can. Rolling onto that right shoulder, maybe half an inch more, opening up. Slowly rolling out of this side, scorpion, switching to the left side. Left palm comes flat, right leg bends, right arm bends, kick the right leg up and over. Right foot lands on the floor. And once you settle into this position, try to soften about 10%. Try to melt into the floor, letting go of all your worries, letting it go. Taking one more breath here. Rolling out from this side. And then pressing up and back into a child's pose with an elbows variation. So elbows come to the floor, hands reach behind the back, and you'll get a little extra stretch through those triceps, through those shoulder blades. Just about a 30-second reset here. We'll get into a couple upper body flows standing for our next sequence. And our last bit, we will end with a few hip movements. Coming out of that child's pose, back into your tabletop. Press up and back into your first downward facing dog of the day. Now a little bit for the shoulders here, we're gonna do like a scapula push-up almost. So elbows straight, try to get your head close to the floor, and then extend your arms trying to cover your ears with your shoulders. So you're shrugging up and down with that upper back, and it's only about a 2-inch movement. So elbows are straight, try to make the space between your ears and shoulders as big as you can, and then pressing tall as small as you can. Just a couple more here, just to activate those shoulders, create that space through those shoulder blades. And get last one here. Eyes gaze up to your hands, jump or step up to your hands. Fingertips come underneath your toes. Little spinal decompression. Tuck your chin and round up to the top. Try to lengthen through those shoulders. You'll feel lower back and the shoulder stretch here. Holding for just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the fingertips. Toes slightly in. Arms are long, rolling up to the top, one vertebrae at a time. Belly button drawn in towards the spine. Shin is going to finish last. Pulling your fingertips down towards the floor, we're going to get some neck circles. Chin comes down to the chest, nothing else moves. Tilt your ear to the right side. We're gonna get 3 super slow circles here, pulling that ear to the shoulder, chin to the chest. Remember to breathe into that upper back. Actively pull the fingertips towards the ground. Get one more slow circle here. Just noticing if any areas could use a little extra breath. And then reverse directions. Chin to the chest, ear tilts to the left. 3 gentle circles. Releasing any tension. Get one more circle here. Remember to breathe into those ribs. Last one. Next one, soft bend the knees, stretch your arms back, tall chest, and then round forward, wrap your right arm on top of your left arm, squeeze your glutes, and my hips are tucked a little bit. 3 upper body circles, so chin comes down, tilt your right shoulder to the right side, side bend, start to lift the chest towards the ceiling. Side bend to the left, and then rounding forward. 2 more circles here. My glutes are squeezed so that my lower body doesn't move. Keep the chin down to the chest the whole time. And think about making a circle with just the upper half of your spine. 1 more circle here to the right. Breathe into that upper back. Last one, lift the chest, expand, open for a brief reset. And then round the left arm on top of the right, big hug as you can. Squeeze the glutes, tuck them underneath, chin comes down, roll forwards, side bend to the left side, 3 slow circles with the upper body here. Breathe into that upper back. Side bending, lifting the chest, keeping that chin tucked. Feel that space you are creating through that upper back. One last circle here. Beautiful. We'll get one more for the shoulders standing. Arms to the side. Flip one palm up, one palm forwards. Exhale and reach towards the palm that's facing up. I call this one like an Egyptian dance. And continuing to alternate sides. Beautiful. Really flipping that shoulder as far forwards as we can. Pulling the arms apart. We'll get last one here. And then final way to descend. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the ears. Exhale, back bend, cactus the arms. Inhale to rise. Exhale, flat back, forward folds, down, bowing forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds, and inch down to your high plank. Inch your feet back. And similar to that down dog, we're gonna get about 20 seconds of a scapula push-up, pushing up and pushing down with just our shoulder blades. Rounding up, breathe in. Exhale, sink down. Just 2 more here. Last one. Drop the knees and sit back down to just a regular child's pose. 30-second reset before we get into about our 10-minute sequence of some lower body. Taking one last breath here. Coming back to that tabletop. Press up and back again into a downward facing dog. This time pedal out the heels. Again, our last sequence on each side. We'll just get a little into our hips and our legs. Bring your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Bend your right knee, open your right hip, and then trace 3 big circles with that right knee. Tracing that circle as big as you can. Reverse directions, 3 big circles the other way. Last one. 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot all the way through to the hands. Drop the back knee onto the floor. Hands inside the front foot. And 30-second holds just here in this long, low lunge. Really stretching out that back left hip. Try to make your spine as long as you can, letting that back hip drop towards the floor. Breathing into that lower belly. Taking one more breath here. Extending the right leg or left leg straight. Pivot towards the side of the room into a standing straddle. And option for an additional shoulder stretch, forward fold, interlace your hands behind your back, and try to reach your knuckles towards the floor as you forward fold. 30-second hold here, and if it gets too much with the shoulders, you can always place your hands flat on the ground. Really trying to surrender as you reach your knuckles towards the floor. Release the hands, place them down. Standing up into a sumo squat, hands come onto the thighs. 2 spinal twists each way. Exhale, drop your left shoulder. Inhale to the center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder. Inhale to the center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. Last one, inhale to the center. Exhale, drop the right shoulder. Placing the hands flat once again. Pivoting to the front of the room. Step your right foot back, left foot meets a high plank. Vinyasa to upward facing dog. And flip the toes, downward facing dog. We'll get one more sequence on this left side. Same thing, lifting the left leg up and back into our three-legged dog. Bend to the left knee, open the left hip, and trace 3 big circles on that left side. Reverse directions, 3 big circles the other way. Last circle here. 3-legged dog. Step the left foot all the way through. Drop the right knee. Hands come inside the foot. Low 30-second lunge. Really surrendering. Letting that back hip drop towards the floor. Trying to soften through the upper body, allow that back right hip to drop closer to the ground. Coming up onto the feet, pivoting to the side of the mat, and standing straddle. Option to add that shoulder stretch, reaching the knuckles behind the back, interlacing the fingers, reaching the knuckles towards the floor. Really allow the shoulders to drop, allow your chest to drop, let your head rest heavy, maybe shaking out your ponytail, yes and no, that. Releasing the fingertips, coming up into that tall sumo squat, hands on the knees. Last one, exhale, drop our right shoulder down. Inhale to center. Exhale, left shoulder drops down. Inhale to center. One more each side, exhale, drop the right shoulder. Inhale to center. Last one, exhale, drop the shoulder. Placing the hands back down, pivoting towards the front. Step the left foot back, right foot back. Vinyasa to upward facing dog. And sit the hips back. Last pose of the day, child's pose. 30 seconds to just let this routine settle in as we begin to transition into our sound healing. And last breath. And whenever you feel complete, you can make your way flat to your back to your Shavasana, palms facing up. Both heads going to want to be close to the singing bowls. And just closing your eyes, staying in your body, staying in your intention, your final resting pose. And if this is your first down bath healing, you can grab any props too if you'd like, or water. Oh, you can stay down. You stay there. I'm like, where'd you go? So just stay flat on your back and we're gonna do the sound healing. So, yes, you relax. I'm like, keep your eyes closed. Yeah, the rest of class, you just stay right there and you get to just rest and receive what the Lord say. And this is your first down bath healing. There's there's no certain breath you need to take. If thoughts come up, that is perfectly okay. And the only thing you need to do is just be open to receiving. And we'll get started just about 30 seconds here. So continuing to breathe into your body, into that intention that you set at the beginning of class, and just honoring yourself for taking the time and the space to show up so that you can show up as your best self. Our intention today for our Reiki infused sound bath healing is going to be motivation and consistency. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And we will begin.